My name is Samwana. I'm 38 years old.
Attention!
The first time I snowboarded was in the winter of 2011.
Go!
I've been practicing 3 times a week.
Looks like Sam's gonna enter out this time. Woo!
If it wasn't for the accidents, I don't think I would be snowboarding at all.
Last December, Sam was working on a power line when a piece of scrap struck a live line. He was rushed to the hospital, where doctors had no choice but to amputate Sam's hands.
There's been someone who really knows what Sam's been going through. His brother, Fatu.
Adding to the emotion was Fatu's own personal story.
One man is electrocuted, another seriously injured while working on a power pole today.
Back in 2008, Fatu and his colleague Steven were working on a power pole in Mill Creek. When the two came in contact with a live wire, Fatu was severely burned. His friend and work partner was killed. Thanks to the bond that he shares with his younger brother, a pair of accidents, similar in nature, that have brought these two men closer.
Yeah, we're definitely tighter, I think.
My brother, he means everything to me.
Before I got hurt, I only snowboarded for about 2 years, but I didn't really know how to snowboard. I just knew how to stay off my butt. I didn't want to be disabled. When I found snowboarding and that I could ride with anyone that was able, I wanted to be that again. Snowboarding kind of brought the ability to ride with somebody and then for them to see past all my injuries.
I work for the National Ability Center, and we teach people how to snowboard and ski. It brings me a lot of satisfaction just because I get to give them what I was given when I lost my arm. And I'd teach half a lesson, and the rest of the day I'd have free.
A coach picked me up and told me that I should race for the team.
And I got hooked into racing for Team Utah for a couple years, and then the U.S. national team picked me up this year to race for Team USA.
They started showing me how to really snowboard, meaning carving and really manipulating your board the way that it should be.
I'm rolling. My brother, he's the kind of guy that always invites you to come do what he's doing. He said, hey, why don't you come snowboard? Come try a lesson at the NAC. Eventually, he just invited me to come race, and then I come and started racing with him. In 2012, I had my first race at Lake Tahoe for Team Utah. It was exhilarating to do something competitively with people that are similarly limb deficient. My goal is to compete in Korea in 2018.
All right, we're good to go. Let's do this thing.
It's challenging because at my age, when I crash, it's harder on my body. Also because I don't have any hands, it's harder to get out of the gate quickly. This year I started out crashing quite a bit. Now I stay on my feet more.
There it is. That was it, dude.
He came in this year with not real stiff, real static in his riding.
According to his past coaches, he looks a lot more hungry this year. His strategy on the course has gotten a lot better. Get him, Montagi!
Before this year, I had only won 1 bronze medal.
We're just out here doing our thing, trying to go as fast as we can.
Going into the last race this year, I had 2 gold medals. In Aspen, I wasn't expecting to podium, but on day 1, I ended up getting a silver, and my brother ended up getting gold. On the second day of competition, I was feeling sick and tired. On my first run, I crashed and lost a lot of time. After that, I wasn't able to make up the time, and I ended up dead last. I was angry, and retirement had crossed my mind. I talked to my brother, and he reminded me of how far I'd come, and I was doing well for the experience I had. Even if I don't make the games, there's some upsides to it. I mean, either way, when I'm snowboarding, I feel free. I forget that I don't have hands, and I feel part of a community.
My end goal with snowboarding is to honestly snowboard until I'm 78 years old. and it's not just racing, it's being on top of a mountain, seeing nature.
I feel like a lot of times it's like a battle, and sometimes it's whoever perseveres the longest will win.
So the way that I flip the stereotypes around being a disabled person is by living my life the way that I would have had I not lost my arm. When I made the US team, the coach took me aside and said, just know that when you're racing with us, you're not disabled. You're just an athlete who doesn't have an arm. And your job is to ride just as good as any athlete.
This is the One Revolution motto. It's not about what happens to you, it's about what you do with what happens to you. And when I was making progress is when I was not thinking about what happened to me, but thinking about what I could do with what happened to me.
I can't just sit around and let the world pass me by. If you're gonna quit living, then what's the point of anything?